Hello and welcome to the course. In this lecture, I'm going to begin the course by defining what is Amazon Vella. Now that's a little difficult to do at this point because as of this time when I'm releasing the course, the Vella Writer Backend for publishing is in the beta phase. It's available, but the reader front end for purchasing Vella books and reading them has not been released, and it won't be released for another month. So I'm going to give you some ideas about Vella that I know, but I can't show you the user front end that they're going to use to read your books. Amazon Vella, the easy way to say it is that it's a serialized mobile-ready ebook publishing option. Now, what does that mean? Let's look at a little more detail at what Amazon Vella is. Amazon Vella is a self-publishing platform that allows indie writers to release their books a chapter at a time. Only in Vella land, books are called stories and chapters are called episodes. It gets even better than that because Vella episodes are targeted at the fastest growing ebook reader community, mobile devices or cell phone readers. It turns out that that community is looking for quick reads on the run. And Vella is targeted at exactly that. So it's going after ebooks, which are very popular on Amazon, which is the biggest bookseller in the world. And it's focusing on the fastest growing community right now, cell phone book readers. So I already talked about this. We're going to discuss what is Vella's release status. So the story publishing backend, which you'll use to publish stories, is in beta release, and it's available to writers to start publishing stories and episodes now. And I encourage you to do that. The story purchasing and reading front end that your readers will use to buy your books and read them is going to be released by the end of July 2021. It's currently the end of June, so we're talking about another month as of the recording of this lecture. Next, let's look at getting paid on Amazon Vella. Now, they haven't released details on how writers can get paid, but they released a few little hints, and this is what the hints look like. The first 3 episodes of every story are going to be free to all readers, so they get to read those episodes, and you don't get paid. After that, from episode 4 on, readers buy episodes for 1 token per 100 words. Now, I'm not sure what a token costs, or what it is. I think it might be called a coin, actually, instead of a token. Writers are paid from a central pool of money based on what percentage of the total tokens earned by all writers during that month that they earn. So you get a percentage of the pot based on the percentage of the total tokens that you accumulate. Now, why publish on Amazon Vella? First of all, it's free. That's a really encouraging point. You're going to make money for free? That sounds good. All requirements for the publication are Microsoft Office. You need Word and PowerPoint, and you don't actually even need them. You could write in the online editor provided by the Vella interface. I don't recommend it. I recommend writing in Word and cutting and pasting instead. And then you need a web browser to access the Vella interface. Amazon is doing it. So you know it's going to be big. You want to get in on Amazon's new functionality. And speaking of that, you'll be getting involved early, which means that you'll get a leg up on everybody else that's going to follow. It's a very limited commitment, too, because you're publishing only a chapter at a time. So all you need to write is a short story description. And the first chapter, I estimate that it's about 1,080 words. And then you've got to produce a 16 pixel by 16 pixel image, and that's all you need to release a book and be a published author on Amazon. You should get involved. Let's take a look at the Amazon Vella Writer's Backend. This is the publishing interface that you will use via a browser to upload your book and distribute it. So if you connect, you're going to be connected to this Kindle Vella library interface. This is your library of Vella stories. And I have one out. It's called Eating Cats. Yes, I know, strange name. And we'll talk about catching people's attention with story names. And if you don't have a story out, you'll just see a blank area where they encourage you to publish, and this Start Story. So if I click on Start Story, I begin a new story. Otherwise, I can come down to some management interfaces, and I can manage my story, which allows me to go to my story details for Eating the Cats, or I can unpublish it, or I can work on the latest episode. You can see I've got 2 live episodes and 1 in draft that I'm working on. The next interface you get is if you go and click on a story to manage it, you get to look at the description and everything that got defined for the story, and then down below you get a list of the episodes that are currently in the story, and you can edit them individually. So you can edit stories or episodes that have already been released. If you move on to editing story details, then your story is either ongoing or it's complete. If you've completed the final episode, you put in a title, your name, and then the story description. I think you have maybe about 200 words or something, 100 words for the story description. It's very short. And then if you scroll down further, you get to see the story image that you upload. And it's got a little card in the background and shows it nicely. Just that thing in the center is all I produced. You get to select categories for your story and subcategories, and then search tags. So we're going to talk about how to select categories, subcategories, and search tags so that your story can be more easily found by readers. If you get into an episode and start editing it, you get the episode interface, and here you just give it a title, and then you have the option of importing a docx, a Word document, or what I do is I just cut and paste from Word into this editor interface here, and this is the editor interface you have. You can only have bold, italic, and underscored text, and paragraphs are automatically separated by a blank line. So it's very easy to write, and you get a counter down at the bottom of the editor window that tells you how close you are to the 600 words that are required for an episode. So an episode can be from 600 to 5,000 words, earning 6 tokens to 50 tokens. So that's something to consider as far as length. You also get to add an optional author note, which I encourage you to add. Write about your writing process and interact with your readers about that. And then finally, down at the bottom, you can see that you can preview. Here's your note on the first 3 episodes are free, and then you can release now or you can schedule a release in the future. And one of your strategies might be to schedule a release of an episode like every Monday or something. So we'll talk about that in marketing, having a release strategy. The other thing that you're going to get from this course is templates that you can use to outline and write the story details and episodes. So let's take a look at those templates. Here's the episode template, which is pretty much a plot outline. So what I do to outline a plot is that I lay down the episode titles, and then I put little just sentences inside on what's going to happen in each paragraph, and then I start writing over it. Now, a separate document will allow you to answer all these questions and generate people. It's like a people generator, and they'll be very unique people. The same for places. So that's what you need to outline, and what we're going to talk about in this course is you need to outline plot, people, and places. And we're going to look at how to do that using the templates. I even provide a template so that you can get the story image the right dimensions, 1600 pixels by 1600 pixels. Here is the Vella writing and publishing process that we're going to go through. We're in initialization right now, which is where we just learned background. Then we're going to set up an environment, download the templates, and get our directory set up. Then we're going to write and outline the description. We're going to create a story image with PowerPoint very easily. and choose story categories and tags. Here we'll get a little into marketing, and then finally publish our story. Now, the story will not be available to readers until you publish your first episode, so we'll start working on that next after a course review section where I beg you to please review this course. We will look at episode outlining and writing, and then episode publication. Now, what you do after that is you repeat. You go back and you publish the next episode, or you publish your next story. You can have multiple stories. Then we're going to go through a little marketing, and then the course terminates. So that's what you have to look forward to in this course. I think it's a complete solution to writing and publishing short fiction on Amazon, and I think you're going to enjoy it. So let's get on to the first lecture, which is actually the course resources for download. I'll see you there.